Okay, to be clear, everyone was excited about the huge chance that XRP would hit $10,000, 0 cents, as early as the beginning of the year. Well, guess what? That guess just got a lot more accurate. Think about this. There's more to it than just $10,000, 0 cents per XRP. Sorry, he was making the point that it's a basic need to get to the place where you can find everything about XRP. Before we get into the meat of today's post, let's quickly catch up. Could you do me a favor? Please click the like button, subscribe, and bell button to join our great group. Also, as we get closer to 60,000 followers, we'll be giving away a lot of XRP. Getting away is easy to do. Do these 3 simple things. Now be careful and get ready. Don't forget to leave a message to make sure you win the prize. Now it gets interesting. Big names in finance like BlackRock and Vanguard are now seriously thinking about using XRP for their international deals. Don't worry, things will get better. BlackRock is rumored to be releasing an ETF that focuses on XRP. You heard that right. But Larry Fink did even more. He's now looking at the huge real estate market, which is worth $30 trillion, 0 cents. Can you guess what the future holds for it? That's right, the XRP system is ready to turn everything into tokens, which will bring in a huge $120, 0 cents quadrille from the International Swaps and Traders Association. Will also run through the XRP system and ripple it. It's not as simple as just $10,000, 0 cents per XRP. That's just a joke. The value of each XRP could go through the roof and reach as much as $60,000, 0 cents. Wow, that's really cool. Let's move on to the next part. Another big surprise came from BlackRock's Larry Fink. He's not just talking, things are about to get really big for Ripple and its digital currency, XRP. There will be tokens for everything, and the next part of our movie has a clip that will get people's attention. BlackRock's move toward an XRP ETF was confirmed by Larry Fink himself. Don't wait any longer. Watch this clip now. Adding a Bitcoin ETF is one way we're making it official. Adding another ETF makes things safer. What about an XRP ETF? There is an Ether ETF out there, which I know about. What about XRP? Could you answer that? I'm afraid I can't. They're making fun of me. In the last few months, a lot of strange things have happened in the world of crypto, mostly with XRP. Think about this crypto.com. XRP's value shot through the roof and hit an amazing $43,000, 0 cents on the world famous market. This isn't a one-time event. XRP's value is going up all the time. Remember last week when we talked about a $7,000, 0 cents XRP bug at a major exchange? Well, now it's CryptoComm's turn. And it looks like XRP prices suddenly go up all the time on different markets. Now I'd like to talk about something else I learned after doing a lot of research that is just as interesting, but has nothing to do with BlackRock or the XRP market surge in general. I want to talk about Gary Gensler, the famous SEC head who replaced Jay Clinton. Gensler always puts XRP in the security category, which most of you may already know. Now here's the interesting part. Robert M. Gensler is Gary Gensler's twin brother. They are the same age and look a lot alike. Gensler is vice president of Troll Price. Robert plays a big role in that. If you look more closely, you'll see that Troll Price isn't just any trading firm. It's one of they are putting a lot of money into Bitcoin, Ethereum, and yes, XRP. This is an interesting link. The head of the SEC, Gary Gensler, keeps calling XRP a security, but his twin brother works for an investment firm that has a lot of money invested in XRP and other cryptocurrencies. It's an interesting contrast that makes me think about how complicated the world of cryptocurrency investments and laws is. Now let's look at an exciting option. When you think about how much the company has put into Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Robert Gensler, vice president of Troll Price, this thought starts to make sense to the public. Could Robert Gensler know something about XRP's potential that no one else does? There is insider trading, but many stories and investigations have shown that there is. These investigations, which have mostly been about market manipulation and insider trading, have often shown that the SEC isn't doing the right thing. It looks like a pattern is forming. SEC employees are telling their friends and family about which digital assets might soon no longer be considered stocks. When the asset is publicly declared non-securities, its value goes through the roof, making the SEC employees and their friends and family rich by buying low and selling high. In this case, let's think about the possibility that Robert N. Gensler got inside information from his brother Gary Gensler about how the SEC could lose a case against XRP. This information could mean that Congress wants Ripple Labs and the SEC to come to an agreement. People who want to buy XRP should take advantage of this opportunity. But seeing the TRO price send more money into Bitcoin, Ethereum, and most importantly, XRP, adds another layer to this story. A lot of people in the cryptocurrency community are talking about how XRP could reach unbelievable highs like $10,000 0 cents, $20,000 0 cents, or even $60,000 0 cents. Analysts who have been bullish on XRP, like Jack the Rippler, think its value will skyrocket and could even go over 50.90. This prediction is very bold, but it shows how much people are interested in and guessing about XRP, its potential in the coin market. Wall Street wants a piece of the XRP pie because it's so profitable, and I think an XRP ETF will be the first big play. But let's look into this change in more depth. An expert at Crypto Basic told us that JP Morgan has made a big move into XRP, which has caught the attention of a former head of Ripple. This discovery made me raise an eyebrow, and we need to talk about it. Here's the story. When Ben Armstrong, who used to work for the BitBoy crypto brand, said some controversial things about JP Morgan's supposed investment in XRP, an ex-Ripple director responded. Armstrong, who is well known in the crypto world, wrote a series of posts about this. Armstrong says that JP Morgan bought 7.5 million XRP tokens, which is a huge amount. He also says that this move is worth about 7.5% of JP Morgan's total wealth, but this math doesn't make any sense to show how much 7.5 million XRP is worth now. As of 2023, JP Morgan's total assets are a huge $3 trillion 0 cents, which means that $4,460,000 0 cents isn't even close to 7.5% of the bank's wealth. Armstrong's math doesn't quite work out, but he still stresses how important it is that JP Morgan is supposedly. XRP is being stored as part of a plan. Pat thinks that this makes JP Morgan an up-and-coming Bitcoin powerhouse. So far, we've heard that big Wall Street banks like JP Morgan might be interested in making moves in crypto, especially with XRP. The math may not be very good, but the idea of big banks getting into crypto is interesting, and it's part of a bigger trend where traditional banking and digital currencies are coming together. And XRP is at the center of some very interesting change. The harsh words of Armstrong have also drawn attention to BlackRock, which